Hey friends, hope you're having a good day. In this video, I wanted to share with you guys a few things that I think might be helpful. If you are currently or are going to be homeschooling while also having an infant or a toddler. Now I know that this is an issue that a lot of people deal with. It's like, how do I homeschool my bigs or my older kids when I have these littles that just need my attention and need so much from me? I know it's hard. I get it. I've been there 3 times. I only have 4 kids. There are some moms that have way more than that, double, triple that, and they've done it too. So it is possible, but I know it's hard. It can be frustrating. It can be exhausting. You've got this, mama. You've got this. So I thought I would just come on and share a few tips and tricks and hacks, if you will. Maybe just to give you some ideas that will help keep your little's hands busy, give them something to look forward to. When you say it's time for school, then they don't in turn feel like, oh, it's everybody else that's gonna have something to do, I feel left out. That's not what we want. So here are a few ideas that might help. So my first tip would be to have some specific and special games, books, toys, things like that you only bring out during school time. This can be anything from a specific puzzle that you know that they love, that will hold their attention. I'll play a video right here where you can see the different things we have.
So these are called magnetic maze toys. You can get them on Amazon and other platforms. They're great because you don't have to worry about missing pieces or choking hazards. Perfect for little hands, color sorting, and there's so many different types of themes. Letters, colors, numbers, you name it. Great learning tool for littles. Here I'm going to show you a few books that we typically like to have on hand. This specific one is a puzzle book, super cute. Most of these we either got at thrift stores for a very cheap price or we found in little libraries. I would definitely recommend looking in little free libraries if you have them in your area. There's actually an app you can get to see which ones are close by. There's always something in there that my kids absolutely love. These are great for the littles because they can sit, and even if they can't read, they can look. These seek and find books are an excellent option. I like to set them down and ask my 3-year-old to find a few of the pictures, and once I'm done helping sister, I want to come back and see all the pictures that he found. And he usually gets really excited to show me how many of the things that he's been able to seek and find. Now on to busy bags. In this one we have some magnetic funny faces, and the kids always get so tickled at these. They make the craziest combinations. Here's one that my daughter enjoys, little dress-up dolls. There's so many kinds of these you can get as well. This one we have file folder games. Some of these I actually laminated and put together when my oldest was just in preschool, and they've lasted this long. You could search Pinterest or Teachers Pay Teachers for file folder games, and there is an endless amount of subjects and types you can get, you name it. This one is one from when my daughter was a preschooler. I actually laminated it with clear tape back before I knew you could have your own laminator. Here we have the art busy bag. I put cardstock in here for the littles to cut, so it's easy to help strengthen their hand muscles. I'll put coloring sheets in there, high five or highlights magazines, pens, glue, you name it. My kids like writing little notes to each other in the composition book. And I'll just add crayons or markers or just different things in that for art. This is a set that we actually kept from one of our math bins from when we used the Good and the Beautiful math. We call it the Tetris boards. I don't know the exact term for it, but it's great for spatial awareness and whatnot. This is kind of one that's similar to that, but better for the younger ones. Just the little shapes that they can fill in each different picture. They even like to take the shapes and make their own little designs. It's really fun.
My next tip would be to wear those babies. Strap them babies on. If they're little bitty, put them right in the front. If they're a little bit bigger than the toddler age, pack them on the back. I've done it all, and I personally loved baby wearing. From the time they were born till almost 3, past 3 even, I packed them around and I loved every minute. Now, if you're not physically able, then obviously disregard this. There are so many great and comfortable carriers nowadays. My specific favorite when they were itty bitty was a Moby style wrap. Those are the long fabric ones where you have to wrap it around in the pretzel and stuff and tie. You know what I'm talking about. I had one that you could wrap around 1,000 times, or you can turn it into a ring sling. I am not very good at the whole ring sling thing. I do have a friend that loves it. Had all our babies in a ring sling and was so good at it. I could not figure it out, but I love soft structured carriers. Your ergos, different things like that. I had like a Bobo Organic that I think I got off of Marketplace for like $10. They have them at garage sales, or you can find them on used sites, buy sell trade sites. Check out your thrift stores. Now I will say, be very specific with the kind of carriers you get. There are some carriers where they allow the baby's legs to go straight down and their hips and their legs are straight down. That can cause a lot of issues. You want your baby's hip and leg to be in that sitting position where the carrier's up on the back of their knee, holding their legs up. That's the safest, best way for your babies to be carried. So I wore my babies every day, almost all day. And I even found really great ways where I could nurse them in the carriers. So I know some of us have them babies that just want to nurse all day long. All day long. You're sitting here trying to do math. Well, your baby's crying and wants to nurse. You need to do a reading lesson with the other kid. Well, baby's crying, needs to nurse. Now there are many carriers, and there's plenty of videos you can watch and tutorials that will show you how to actually master nursing in specific carriers. So that could be an option for you. Another tip that has really worked out well for me is to give my little toddlers or preschool ages their own schoolwork. Now when we say, okay, it's time to start school, and all the bigs, they run to the table and they get out their school books and they have their pencils lined up, and the littles are like, hey, what about me? They feel left out. I think it makes sense. So what you can do is you can get anything that they would consider schoolwork. I'll show you some ideas right here.
So this is great for toddlers and preschoolers. This is a busy book that I got off of Amazon, and there are so many different kinds available, different things that you can look through the pages on some of the previews, and it'll tell you exactly what it contains. I chose this one because it just had an array of shapes, big and small, seasons, planets, numbers, alphabet. You can see right here. And yes, I did not go through and organize it before showing you guys. This is just real life. Sometimes things get, all mixed up and mashed up. In this photo box, I have made busy boxes. This one is geared towards my toddler, and it has the alphabet. And what he will do is he will take Play-Doh and try to form the letters of the alphabet using Play-Doh. This one is for numbers. It shows the number, use the popsicle sticks, and you will build the numbers. This one's a little bit easier, and it's just matching the animals to the picture. Most of these are free resources that I found on Pinterest, and teachers pay teachers. Geoboards are great. They might take a while for your kids to get a handle of them, but they are excellent for building our hand strength. Found those cards on Pinterest, and I laminated them. Now, an old-fashioned chalkboard and chalk is always a hit. They can draw, scribble, you name it. Found this dry erase book at a thrift store, and it's great because it's reusable. They can draw, color, scribble, anything.
My next tip, now bear with me, let me finish. Not a lot of people like these, okay? Sensory bins. I know. When you hear sensory bins, you just think a disaster, a mess, filthy, stuff everywhere. That might be true. I get it. I know. When I first started doing sensory bins, there were messes. There's a learning curve. Sometimes I had to teach my kids, okay, the rice stays in this bin, or if you pour it out into something else, try not to pour it all over the floor. Are you gonna have messes? Yes, you're gonna have messes no matter what, because toddlers are learning and they're trying out their new environment, which is the world. Things are gonna get messy. That's okay. If certain messes stress you out, try taking them outside. Blankets or mats that you can set down. Those might be beneficial to you. Get their hands moving, get them squishing and pouring and mixing. Those are so good and beneficial for little hands and little brains. The best thing about sensory bins is you can fill them with whatever you have. You got some dried oats in the cabinet? Cool, pour it in a bin, throw some toys in there. Look, you got a sensory bin. It doesn't matter. Make it reflect something that your kid would like and enjoy. Another thing, if you don't like messes, maybe avoid this or try it outside, is water play. All of my kids, from the youngest to the oldest, love water play. Anything from a big kitchen Tupperware to a mixing bowl, it don't matter. If I fill it with water and I put it on the table, they're gonna play with it. Another great thing to do with water play is if you mix a little bit of water and a whole lot of dish soap and you get a hand mixer and you whip that mess together, the biggest bowl of bubbles you've ever seen, and it is so fun. They can stack them. There's so many. You can literally stack them, squish and mix and rub. Have a car wash. Go get you some little cars or baby animals, throw them in them bubbles, give them a toothbrush, a clean one obviously, and let them scrub. I guarantee that'll hold their attention for an entire math lesson. The next one is mostly for those that still take naps. Try doing your most tedious lessons during nap time. Maybe you're one to say, well, my baby only takes contact naps. Well, that's when a carrier comes in hand. Most of my babies would only take naps if they were right next to me or nursing. So baby wrap it is. Maybe math is the one where you need to help out more, or language arts is the one where you need to be more present, or science is the one that is more parent-led. Try planning those out during the time when your baby or your toddler is napping or sleeping, whether it be on you or laying down. Either way, you can put more attention and more focus into that lesson or that subject that you're doing. And then when the baby and toddler's awake, maybe you can try, if you have them, the more independent subjects. Independent reading, handwriting, different things like that. If you have like a computer game or typing that they are doing, then use that time while the baby or the toddler's awake to allow them to do that so that you can be more hands-on with your little. My next one is an obvious one, and anybody who's homeschooled longer than 1 day would know that snacks are an absolute must. You need to have snacks. Your kid is going to be hungry all day long. I don't know why. I don't know why homeschool kids just feel like they need to eat all the time. You're not bored. There's plenty for you to do. So put that toddler or that infant that's able to sit up in a high chair and fill that tray with some snacks. Obviously you need to know which snacks are best for your kid, age appropriate, no choking hazard, you know, you're a mama, you know. Fill that tray up with snacks, and you know what? Let them play with their food. Let them squish and mash. One of my things that I used to do, granted, I don't recommend this for everybody because it can get messy, but I would get the oatmeal, and after it's cooled and a little bit hardened, put that down on a tray. The babies squish and they press, and it's just, they can explore. Is it a mess? Yeah. But personally, I would rather get through the lessons that we've been needing to do and then give my baby a bath after. It's just, it works for us. Maybe it worked for you? I don't know. It's worth a shot. Okay, my last one, and I say this with caution because this is one of those things where some people hate it, some people love it, but sometimes there's a clash. Screen time. Yes, I know. I said it. Screens. Can you believe it? I do. I let my littles use screens, and I'm not ashamed. There are so many great educational shows nowadays that are perfect. Put on a little 15-minute episode or 2. I don't know. Don't let your baby and toddler sit in front of a TV all day long. That's not what I'm saying. You know that. I know that. Don't do it. That's bad advice. But an educational show here or there, or you're trying to help the big kids figure out fractions and quadrilaterals or whatever they're doing. Let them watch a show teaching them baby sign language or something with shapes and colors and letters. There are so many ideas. Put on an animal documentary. Just something that could grab their attention, that maybe they can learn something from. Hey, Koko Melon. I don't care if you put on Koko Melon. Let your baby watch some Koko Melon so you can go do the read aloud. You do what's best for you. And you know what? You don't even have to tell anybody. It's just between you. You're the mama. You know what's best. You're the best teacher for your kids. Alright, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you found some of these tips to be helpful. These are tips and tricks that I've accumulated over the course of, 10 years? 11 years? A lot of years. Anyways, most of these that I have listed and shown you in the other videos I've gotten fairly inexpensive, from things from garage sales, what I already had around the house, marketplace, free things that people just give away. Snag them up. You could probably use it. So hopefully this has been helpful to you. And if you have some things that you've tried, please comment below. We are all here to help each other. We can all be an encouragement to one another. Again, thank you so much for watching and being here, and I hope to see you again.